I want to talk a little bit about Steven Crowder. Today he published a personal response to the New Zealand shooting story that we've heard. And this guy's basically working for the news at this point, you know. Like most YouTubers, they comment on the news as if it's real. And that's why they're allowed to have 250,000 views within an hour. So, very personal response, reaction, and a challenge to issue everyone regarding the New Zealand shooting. Let's talk a little bit about Deferred IQ. Been watching Owen Benjamin lately. He's interesting. He's got some good things to say. He's got some nonsense to say too. He's so worried about the Jews, like the Flat Earth group. For some reason, everyone is so worried about the Jews. I assume it's Eric Dubé's Holocaust video that kind of changed the direction from any other group directly to the Jews. Owen Benjamin's getting on board with that. He claims that Steven Crowder is a genius. So, wanted to check him out, and basically...
I want to make a few things clear. If you read the manifesto, you will see this is a deeply confused person with contradictory beliefs.
So, that's what the guy says about this shooter. Now, did this shooting happen? Well, I certainly haven't looked into it. I happen to know for a fact that the people that bring me these news stories are liars. They lie about everything. And if you sat around through 9/11 and you are somehow still so confused that you actually believe any news story, you have a deferred IQ. Deferred IQ is where, let's pretend this guy has an IQ of 140. Now, of course, no one ever says, oh, my IQ's 80. So, I don't ever trust anybody that claims what their IQ is. But even if, let's give it to him, okay? 150. There it goes. So, he's got an IQ of 150, but now, instead of having judgment and thoughts and experiences and talking about those, he's not talking about his experiences. He's not interpreting the world through his lens, his belief window. He has deferred judgment. Okay? He's given all of his beliefs about this event to the TV. I'm saying this isn't real. I haven't even looked at it. I don't look. I don't care. I don't believe them. And it's unfortunate if there was a bunch of people that actually died, because I will never believe it. No matter what kind of evidence there is at this point. Never. Because I know who these people are. This guy doesn't know who they are. So IQ of 150, or is it 5? That's the problem with deferred IQ. Is that when you take someone else's word for your entire life, all of your beliefs and all of your emotions, look, he's got an emotional state going because of some story that he heard in New Zealand. We are Americans. We don't even know where New Zealand is. For a reason. And yet, now New Zealand politics are some... Now what? Now we trust the New Zealand government? We're Americans. We don't even trust our own government. We're not going to trust New Zealand's. Why would we? It makes no sense. These are the people that own us. All the people that make the news, they own us. So why would they need to tell us the truth? It's not like you're going to vote for the news telling you the truth. You know? We all have a deferred IQ. That's how the spinning ball lie ended up being as grand as it is. Because no matter how smart someone is, they're just like, oh, well, the Jesuit said this, so must be living on a spinning rock in space. This deferred IQ thing is huge, though. Okay, because we've got, this guy is well respected. He is 3.6 million subscribers Also, that this guy can just replay the news to you. Like, shit, we didn't know if the news was real when it first came across the airwaves. But now we've got this guy. I don't dislike him. I mean, I haven't really been following him. It seems like he's allowed to be here. He's allowed to have 3.6 million subscribers. Plain and simple. Why is he allowed that? Because he's in the beast system. He goes along with the lies. So if there's a lie, he goes along with it. That's why he's allowed to have a bunch of subscribers, and that's why he's allowed to have a bunch of views. It's actually not very many compared to how many subscribers he's got. But like I said, this was just released today, so I don't know what to tell you. I'm not saying that this guy is a retard, but he does have a deferred IQ. It's 0. You know? So, like, he may be able to butter his bread, but this deferred IQ thing that he's got going on, that part of him couldn't accomplish anything, except for emotions. He can feel things. You know, that's all you're here to do is have feelings. Be told what to feel, how to feel, when to feel. See what the people say about it. Is it just me, or does Steven Crowder look like he's 20 years younger? Who knows? Kiss ass. It's crazy that we live in an age where, in the age of information, where the statistics or facts can be looked up in seconds, but we still use media interpretation for that info. Yeah, when you look something up, you're looking that up on media. All right? So we should bond over tragedies like this, not create division. Look at all these people. They just believe whatever the fuck they're told. And if anyone was still in doubt that the mainstream media has an agenda, along comes this. More weapons for them to use. Okay, good job, Mr. D. See, someone has rationality. Someone doesn't have a deferred IQ. Mr. D over here is a genius. That's all it takes. Can't wait for people at work to look at me and say, hey, see, you Christian conservatives are dangerous too. Then I'll explain that the guy believes, and they'll say, look at this. This person has got a conversation in their mind already with somebody about some event that didn't even... Goodness. Like, this person feels like they have to defend their beliefs because of some news story. Light a candle for them and move on. That's what we are told to do. Huh, that's interesting. Who tells us to light candles? The Catholic Church? I'm pretty sure that we're not supposed to be doing any of that stuff. But I like the move on part. Just move on. You can't change it. People are dead or they're not. It's probably fake anyway, right? This guy, another genius. CIA invented modern terrorism and funded and hide many terrorist cells worldwide. Don't think for 1 minute that they're not going to start inventing their very own right-wing extremism. They've been predicting. Yeah, they've been predicting something, and then poof, look. Oh, mainstream media was so right. They predicted terrorism, and then they made a bunch of laws about terrorism, and then poof, look, here's terrorism. And it just happens to be the right wing. Yay! Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, he knows. Every once in a while, there's somebody that knows what's going on. But Crowder has access to all these comments, so why is he just a believer? He's just a blind faith, just zealot believer. He just believes. Well, I saw a story on the news. It means it must be true. Was there dead bodies on the news? No, of course not. They pretend like we can't handle that. We should definitely suffer the consequences of these dead bodies. Change all the laws and take away all the rights and put everyone we know in jail, prison, for 50 years, because apparently that's justice. Punching somebody at a rally, you get 50 years in prison. It's a different story, but it's one that people that are allowed to have big channels are not talking about. You don't come out and say, hey, the government is lying to you, and yeah, there was this story, but I don't have the time to look into it. I'm not going to either. I saw what they did with 9/11. They've been changing history right in front of our fucking faces, and it works on everyone. It works on everyone. I mean, we're 20 years past 9/11, probably only 5 or 10% of the population actually knows. And they're all right here. That 5 or 10% of the population, they're all right here. Or, they're all here. They'll blame Trump for any and everything. If terrorist attack were to happen, they would blame Trump. Yet we have all of Congress demanding all of our intelligence agency to be hampered and tied up looking into this BS Russian conspiracy. I mean, this is just a typical fucking idiot. Trump is a traitor. Like all the presidents, they're all traitors. Congress, thanks for bringing them up. They're all traitors too. Let's not talk about the federal government, though. Let's talk about your city council. Criminals. Every last one of them. Let's talk about the judge in your town. He is a fucking traitor. Okay? All cops, worthless. They sit around sucking up money, doing nothing. They hurt people, they steal from people, and they lie nonstop. And all your stupid neighbors are like, oh, well, everyone hates cops until you need one. And then you call them, and they'll fucking show up and steal all your shit and burn your fucking house down. These cops are the terrorists. People that can't see between these lines are just absolutely annoying the shit out of me. But it's because they choose to follow someone, and anyone that's allowed to be followed is going to toe the party line. It's period. That's it. I mean, this guy, I don't want to talk too much shit on him because I don't watch any of his stuff. I just think that this guy just wants views, and he's going nowhere. He's saying nothing. He believes the media. That's a sickness. That's a disorder of the mind. It's deferred IQ. It's just idiocy. This guy, he wants to claim he's got 150 IQ. He goes around pretending like the media is telling the truth. See what kind of stupid shit he's got. I mean, I don't want to be too insulting, Haven't watched too many of his things. Got a little bit into this one because that's a funny picture. I like that. I'm pro-life, changing my mind. This one was just sickening. I mean, this bitch right here was so stupid. She literally could have been an actor. I have no idea, though. I've met a lot of people, and they are all fucking dumb. And, maybe they're not dumb, but they have deferred IQs. Just like this one. Hers is deferred to whatever makes her good, and not a murderer of her own baby. This guy, he defers his intelligence to whatever is going to allow his channel to continue existing so that he can keep bringing to light whatever it is that he brings to light. It's so crazy that there's even people that'll go and talk to him about pro-abortion. Yeah, we live in a crazy time. Straight up pro-abortion nowadays. The same people that are sacrificing babies in New York are bringing you these news stories. Same people. Look at all these worthless fucking losers. Let's talk about this worthless loser. Let's talk about this worthless loser, and 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 this. They're all worthless losers. All of them. Just every fucking last goddamn one of them. I don't know. Maybe he's hitting some good points here. Okay? It's true. It's good. Look at this monster. It's child abuse. But, they're not calling this child abuse. They call it child abuse when you take away your kid's TV. That's child abuse. Why? Because then, without a TV, they don't get to learn how to be this fucking thing. Am I a genius? Are you a genius? Am I a genius? Who's a genius? We're all geniuses. No, you're all a bunch of low IQ, deferred IQ'd motherfuckers. Stefan. Why Generation Z is so conservative. Let's talk about conservative, because this claim is just ridiculous. Generation Z doesn't even know what conservative means. I promise you. I had to take political science classes in order to figure out what conservative was. And what I found out about it was that it's this word that's just completely misrepresented every single time it's spoken. Let me explain government to you. It's so simple. Okay, conservative means conservative spending. It means small government. It means anti-federalist. Liberal means lots. It means lots of spending. It means a federalist government. So conservative is anti-federalist because they want small spending. That means a small government. The less money that the government spends, that means the less money that's taken from you and the less money that's put into all these pointless things that the government does. The less money that the government has to arrest people and to... all this stuff is good. The government is horrible. People that run the government are losers, like complete losers. Like Bill Clinton, what did he invent? Nothing. Nothing. Well, how about Obama? What did he invent? Nothing. Because they're losers. They're all fucking losers. So Nancy Pelosi, what did she invent? Nothing. Nothing. None of these people have ever done anything. So, conservative, small, liberal, big. That's it. That's all there is to understand. So, if you've got a Republican that wants to start a drug war, what is he? That's a liberal. Yeah, a drug war costs money. You have to build prisons. You have to buy pigs. You have to pay so many piglets to have a drug war. You know, that failed. So why did it fail? Because the government sucks. That's why conservatives are the only... it's the only group of people that are making any sense. It's because government sucks at everything. Haven't you noticed? If you haven't noticed, then go ahead and type in the search bar, First Amendment audits, and then find out that every single person that works in a government office building is a total piece of shit. Every single last fucking one. It's not even a joke. It's not like I'm maximizing the problem here. To be outrageous, egregious. Oh, look at this guy saying this. No, it literally is every single government employee that exists. Honestly, I even have my mail carrier tell me what to do sometimes. I mean, last time I just told her to just get the hell out of here. Like, all you do is bring me garbage. That's what happens when the government is in control of something. They bring you junk mail. I mean, basically, people just want to take advantage of you, and so then they're like, hey, government, make it possible for us to take advantage of these people. And then they do, every single time. You know? I mean, this guy seems like a good guy. Doesn't seem like a bad guy. But this deferred IQ bullshit, it's got to go. We've been going through it for hundreds of fucking years. Hundreds of years with all the most intelligent people. They all have just deferred IQs. Believe in... You know, this guy can get on here and have a debate with a transgender person. Or whatever this... Yeah, that's transgender, or it's ugly. I don't fucking care. Either way, he's got a brain. It's pretty obvious. He does have a brain. And that would come in really handy, except for the whole not using it thing. That becomes a real problem, not using your brain. And just pretending like the news is somehow honest. You know, that's why he's got 3.6 million subscribers. If he just comes out and says, hey, just don't believe this shit. It's not real. Even if it actually occurred, it was a government setup. It was some government people going in, killing some people. Nothing is real on the news. They would not show it. If it was real, they've got kittens to talk about instead of real. You don't need real. You need kittens, and you need to defer your judgment on everything. Defer it to someone that's got a better position, a better situation, a better point of view, whatever you want to tell yourself. Go ahead and defer your judgment. Well, I used to think this. So that then you can prepare some arguments in your head about how you're not horrible since you're a Christian conservative because of some event that happened somewhere. Why people defend themselves? I don't need to defend myself. I know who the government is. They're a bunch of fucking liars. Let them lie. And leave it alone. Just let them lie. Leave it alone. Go about your topic. There's nothing worse than promoting the news, because it's probably lies, and you're just getting some fake indignation. Well, no, it's righteous indignation. It is. But you're going to have this indignation that's not even based on a real event. And why? They're trying to emotionally sap you. Recently, I've lost a lot of faith in YouTubers or, anybody, really. My own mom is too fucking stupid to figure out that the Earth is flat. She can't figure out that she's not spinning 1,000 miles an hour. After years. Because she's a habitual defer a judgment type of person. That's just her default. Like most people's default. Steven Crowder's default is to believe the news right now. And because of that, anything that he says about the news, it's going to be just wrong. It has to be. I'm not saying that this event didn't happen. I'm saying don't even fucking care. It doesn't help anything. It does not help anything. You can get bent out of shape about it. You can believe the news. When the time comes, don't worry. The voters will vote against it. Or they'll fake it. So it literally does not matter what they put on the news and what they pass as laws. You just look at the Constitution and you say, does this line up with the Constitution? Okay, well, I'm not following it then. Because this is not a nation without the Constitution. It's not. If there's no Bill of Rights, there is no nation. That's what allowed the United States to be created. It's the Bill of Rights. So if we don't have a Bill of Rights, there is no United States. And if there is no United States, that means there's no authority. That means the president has no authority. It means he's just a criminal. That's really what it means. And if you think that any of the presidents are not criminals, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind if you think that. That is delusional believing. That is just like such ridiculous nonsense. Cops do not respect the Bill of Rights, and they never have. How did they know that 9/11 was going to come? I was arrested for saying fuck in my own home at 13. So that was 4 years before 9/11. So how is it, they come across and they act like, 9/11 happened. We got to take away rights. Every single time a president comes into office, they instruct the police to go ahead and fuck people over. You try and violate their rights. Make it a competition. It's a game between you pigs. Violate the citizens' rights. That's your job. And every single president is in charge of the police. So that means every 4 years or 8 years, when a new president gets in, and guess what? Nothing happens with the police, and they're still doing the same old thieving bullshit that they always have done. Well, guess whose fault that is? It's the president's. Okay, so if you ever get on the internet and you find, it's during the Trump administration, and look, these cops are beating the shit out of people, stealing their cameras, punching them, taking them to jail for nothing, and it's fine. They get, suspended stuff. Okay, that's the president's fault. He is in charge of the police. So was Reagan a good president? No. Fuck no. He didn't tell the police to be good people. Well, then who? Was it Bush Sr.? No. Jr.? No. Was it Obama? No. Was it Trump? No. Well, then what the fuck are we talking about? They're scared of Trump. They're scared of Trump and what he's going to do, the media. This whole idea that the media is against Trump is so deluded. It is so fucking delusional. Like, yeah, right, all the powerful people said no, and somehow he was elected. Get out of your fantasy land. Like, seriously. They're just scared of Trump. Trump's coming in to fix everything. Yeah, Trump, huh? Worthless old Trump. You're fired. That's Trump. You're fired. Wow. What a great role model. What a fantastic president. Gets in office, and what changes? What changed? They shut down the government? Saved 13% for 4 or 5 days, or whatever the fuck is going on. They probably just took that money anyway, put it in their personal account. You don't have access to your congressman's account, so what the hell are you talking about? Of course they did. Oh, well, don't worry. Somebody somewhere is checking up on that congressperson and making sure that they're not stealing money. See? It's that deferred judgment shit again. Now, if you don't get to look through your congressman's account, then it's because they're stealing. That's all there is to it. Like, truly, until we can assign guilt rationally, without even considering what is going on, we're lost. You know, as long as Steven has to watch a news report to figure out how to feel about something, we're lost. We're completely lost. Until Steven can come on here and start saying fuck every other word, we're lost. You're like, what? How does that make sense? It makes sense. Here's how it makes sense. Swearing is just... swearing is taking an oath. Okay, that's in the Bible. So don't be taking oaths. You know that thing that you do to speak in court? The oath? Yeah, don't do that. You know that thing that you do when you're sworn into Congress? An oath. Okay, don't do that. All right, so Congress, oaths. So everyone that takes an oath is non-Christian. Do you realize that those are the only people that can't be trusted to take an oath? Christians are the only ones that believe in the truth. Yeah, Christ is the truth, the way, and the life. So we believe in the truth. You have to tell the truth if you are a Christian. You do not have to tell the truth if you're a Muslim or a Jew or a Buddhist or anything else. You can choose to if you'd like, but no, Christians are the only ones with the moral center. So if you're taking an oath to get into Congress, it means that you're not a Christian. It means you've never even read the Bible. It means you don't give a shit what's in the Bible. You only care about, as Owen Benjamin puts it, sodomy. I love that. He's right. You only care about sodomy. Power and sodomy. Owen Benjamin is a pretty smart guy. He doesn't know the earth's flat yet, so he's a ways behind. You know, the rest of us are 3-4 years into this. So he is ways behind. However, he's starting to realize the same type of stuff that we have been. That these people are using actual magic. That these people, let's see, what's that called? Alchemy, where you turn something into something else. So that's what NASA is, where you turn a bottle rocket into a complete environment with gas clouds and Kuiper belts and comets and all that stuff. You know, just, oh, well, we made a bottle rocket, so that means aliens. Okay, that's alchemy, where they create something and turn it into something else. And Owen Benjamin, he's got that part right. But his friend over here, deferring his IQ, it's so bad. This deferred IQ thing, guys, it's everywhere. Go into an office and be like, oh, ask him a question. And they'll be like, oh, well, let me find out. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing at all. Everyone is on just full-time deferred judgment mode. And what that does is it brings everyone's IQ down to zero. Right to zero. So flat earthers find this important because it teaches a person not to defer their judgment. Get rid of that deferred IQ. It's not doing us any favors. It doesn't help you to go around believing the news and defending, oh, well, was this a conservative or wasn't it? Who gives a shit? It has nothing to do with anything. Okay, here's what we should be talking about. Did New Zealand have cops working that day? Yeah, they did? Oh, and there was still a shooting? Okay, great. Fire all the fucking cops because they're worthless. Fucking worthless. That's the only direction to take these fake news stories. Is, oh, okay, well, use it again. You got to use it against them. Well, no, New Zealand didn't have a shooting. We know that because they employ fucking 10 million cops. That's how we know that. And cops keep us safe, and they're talking about a shooting. But that cops keep us safe. That means no shootings. So that's the problem. That's where these news stories all need to go. Okay, that's what happens when you don't have a deferred IQ. You start looking at the story, and you add up the pieces in it, and you say, well, how is it that they're going to use this for their agenda when really what they're doing is they're admitting that none of their measures do anything? And of course, the response to that has got to be something like, well, they just haven't done enough, right? They've been at it for 250 years. 250 years they've been at this shit. Like, they're pathetic. Like, anything could happen tomorrow. So what good has it been employing all of these politicians for the last 250 years in America? How's it... Anything could happen tomorrow. Buildings could blow up. A city could blow up. Guys, anything could happen. So how is it useful to have all these police and all these FBI? None of it's helped. None of it's made us safe at all. And we're not safe. People are being thrown out of their home this moment in America. Somebody is. Somebody's getting an eviction right this moment. Because that's going to somehow help them. I'm not saying that people shouldn't pay their rent. What I am saying is that their measures do not work. They don't work. They work for keeping bankers rich. Yeah. For keeping us as a slave class. Yeah, that's how it works. But it doesn't work for whatever it is that they're claiming. I mean, you realize there was a time when there was no cops, pretty much? There'd be like a sheriff, and that was it. And then the fake news started going around saying, oh, Billy and, or what's the name? Bonnie and Clyde, or, you know, even back further than that. Let's see, Billy the Kid. Yeah, that's what it is. So, Billy the Kid, he's out there robbing banks, and what we need to do is we need FBI now. Oh, okay. And yet, look at all these years of violence since then. When did it fix? When was the point? When was there a point to any of this? Well, it didn't fix it, but let's just keep trying it. Just keep trying it. Just keep trying to bring in more control. And, yeah, if we can just get everyone on a deferred IQ so that we can do whatever the fuck we want. Well, you know, case closed. It's over. It's over. That part's done. That part's done. I mean, I've been a flat earther for 3 years. Over that. And almost every day I have some interaction with people. And it's the most idiotic conversation. Just over and over and over again. They'll come in and say something like, you don't think the Coriolis force is real? Where's your proof? I'm like, look, stupid. Where's your fucking proof? You've had 500 fucking years to figure it out. Oh, well, it's well accepted. Are you meaning to tell me that everybody is lying? Well, you're lying, so I guess, yeah. How many more people are there? You know, it doesn't take... Everyone's just as smart as you, so if you're going to sit here and lie to me, then yeah. Yeah, because you have a deferred IQ. So every one of these people that believes that they live on a spinning ball and wants to show up and be like, you're stupid because you think that. Okay, why? What kind of proof do you have? Oh, there's tons of proof. There's so much. There's all the proof. All the proof. Okay, great. What? All of it. Like, not just part of it, but all the proof. All right, that sounds fucking fantastic. I'm so glad that you showed up and made a comment. All right, why don't you go lay down or something? Seems like you're getting tired because, damn, like, every single conversation is just as idiotic as that. Every one. Every single one. It's like, guy, you literally showed up here and started talking shit, and you don't have any type of reason to believe that you live on a spinning ball in space. I mean, I would think that it was a joke, except for that I've been all around the country and I know exactly how stupid these fucking people are. I know exactly. And the only thing that outrides how stupid they are is honestly how evil they are. Seriously. They all lie, they all cheat, they all steal. So hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better when you come on YouTube and you find somebody that's not smart enough to figure out that the earth is flat. I mean, not saying that he isn't, but he's certainly not talking about it. Like, come on, Crowder. How about talk about what will actually fix these fucking idiots? And that is learning not to defer your judgment. That's it. That's the thing that will help them. So when you see a flat earther and they're like, hey, this is the most important thing that you've ever heard in your life, it's because it will teach you not to defer your IQ down to 0. And that's super important since we're surrounded by such idiots. People literally think that by saying nothing, that they somehow have the high ground. And I mean, it is the craziest thing. We live in a time where this is the dumbest generation that's ever existed. Ever. The people that we look up to are retarded. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to talk shit on this guy. He's just a commoner. They're all the same. Just believe in the government, you know. When it comes time to abortion, then he can figure it out, though. So good. He's smart. Good, you know. Like, at least he can fucking think for himself about something. That's fantastic. Most people can't. Most people have no thoughts. I mean, my mother, she's never had a thought in her life. Never. Not one. She just bumbles around from event to event, fucking things up, left, right, center. Over and over again. Just fucking things up, fucking things up. Getting emotional, fucking things up. Emotional, fucking things up. You know? Never spends a moment researching, never spends a moment looking into anything, No, it's just do what you're told, think what you're told, say what you're told. My mom could have a government agent on her back all the time. That's the way she talks. It's like she's scared that there's somebody that's listening at every moment. Anyways, if you don't have a deferred IQ, then go ahead and comment below.